Why is this? I'm like, why is there extra music playing? It's because I had our YouTube open. Hey everybody, it's Kate Richburg, and today is a special drop. Let me make sure that you all can see me. Hang on, there we go. Am I on? I'm on. I'm good. That extra music threw me off, right? So, and you can see, yes, good. And I'm here. Excellent. I'm in a little bit of a different position right now because I've got a lot of stuff to show you. We're going to do a little bit of fabric education, a little bit of bead education, right? No, Janice, these aren't worms. This is a traditional wax ribbon print. This is West African. It's similar to what we've got going on with some of the textile drops today, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. So welcome. Today is the pre-show, the drop pre-show for some of these treasures that I've been hanging on to. You can see, look who's back. Look who's behind me. Look, Miranda came back.
Hooray.
She came back from her trip early because Donner Pass is going to get 45 inches worth of snow. So
That sounds so ridiculous.
I know it does, doesn't it?
45.
So hooray, Miranda's back. I told her she can never leave again. She's a little iffy about that. But anyway, so this is the pre-show drop, show, I guess, of some of the cool things I've got for you in today's drop. I've got some more things on this in this kind of category that I'm going to be dropping over the next week or so. I've got a bunch of stuff that's coming, stuff from my Tucson vendors. I've got stuff that's stashed away. So keep an eye out on our to our newsletter because you're going to see those drops come out over the next week or two. It takes me a little bit of time, especially this one was the most intricate one because I had to really take a look at, what these pieces were and price them accordingly, etc. So I hope you're going to enjoy this today. So first, let's talk about textiles. I've got some textiles for you today, and I've got some beads. First of all, I want to show you, and let me put the photo, actually. That might be the easiest way to do this. And then I'll show them to you. Let me grab this. We've just been busy bees over here today and yesterday and getting it all together. So when I was in Tucson last year, you remember I went to African Village and I got some great baskets. I got a whole bunch of great, really cool stuff for you. And I had gotten these waxed, these prints, these African fabric prints and lengths of fabric. And I'm going to put them up so you can see. I've got 4 styles for you today. Let me go over here on this side. This side is where I want to be. Here we go. Is that better? Yes. This side. Good. And so I got these at African Village last year, and I was going to sell them last year. I'm all, you know what? I need to look into them. I need to figure out what's going on with them. So I want to save them. So I saved them for this year, and we're going to look at these individually now. And I want to show you kind of what's going on with these. So these are traditional, made to mimic the traditional style, shall I tell you. That's why I wore this dress here. This dress that I'm wearing is by a company named called Zuri. And Zuri uses traditional African fabric, waxed resist fabric or batik fabrics to create these really great, it's like a little dress. Can you see? Here's the little dress. Super fun and comfy, and I love them. I have several. handmade by a women's collective. I love them. This type of fabric that I am wearing is hard to find now, just in fabric. So when I was in African Village last year, there were vendors who were selling textiles, right? So I bought some lengths and I thought, these seem to be super affordable. And so as I was kind of researching them in the past few days, um, I found out some kind of interesting things about the fabrics. So this that I'm wearing is 100% cotton. These that I bought, they don't, a lot of them don't have the fabric content on them. Okay. So I was like, one of them did. One of them said, no, it didn't actually say. It did say, however, though, like here's the tag on one of them. And a lot of these are known as Dutch prints. They used to be made in, the Dutch used to make them and they were imported into West Africa. West Africans also made them, like this print that I'm wearing here, this cotton print. Zuri makes all of their prints in Africa. But a lot of prints now that are commercially available, and these were all over African Village last year, these are all made in China. So I did some research and I'm like, where are the African wax prints still made? Not a lot are still made in Africa, in Ghana. Mostly in Ghana is where like these are made in Ghana. These dresses though, these are a little spendy. So fabric like this by the yard, when it's 100% cotton made in Africa, very expensive. So a lot of the African clothiers have turned to textiles that come out of China. See, I've got all of these here. The quality of these textiles is really lovely. They're not cotton, they're a polyester or polyester blend. Now, none of the tags on these said any of that, had any of the fabric content. So I wanted to give you a little fabric content lesson about these. And the way we're going to sell them is, maybe I should put them under the camera. Let me just show it to you one by one. The photo that's going to be up, Cindy, it is sad that, but a lot of print, a lot of manufacturing, right, has gone to China. I mean, it has all these world implications we're not going to get into there, but it was really, or get into now, but it was really interesting to see all of the traders, African traders, sell all of these. So they're exported, they're made in China, exported into Africa. Traditional African textiles are still made. This one that I'm wearing, this is cotton. And Linda, like you say, you bought several yards in Zanzibar a few years ago, but it's very stiff. You can see the difference. I did some testing on the fabric and I want to talk to you about it a little bit. This is a remnant of the fabric that I have here to sell you. And this is my dress. It softens quite a bit when you launder it. We're going to talk about it a little bit and how to launder and how I discertained that these were polyester and not cotton. So you can see also, I love this story, Tina. You got married in Ghana in 2023 and your mother-in-law made your dress. I love it. I bet it is so beautiful. So a lot of the traditional African prints are being put on these polyester bases. Polyester blend bases is my guess because the dye is super vibrant. And they're marketed as African fabrics, right? but I'm like, something doesn't completely shake out to me about these. So I did some research. Let me show you the fabric that we have first, and then I'm going to talk about the fabric itself. So we've got three styles. We've got, or four styles rather. We've got these swallows here. All of these are going to come in like 1 yard increments. So when you purchase these, there's going to be a drop down. Like for instance, there's 4 yards of this swallow. Okay. If you choose one, you're going to get one 1 yard cut. If you choose two, you're going to get one 2 yard cut. Does that make sense? And so on and so forth. So this is the swallow print here. Let me show you this. Then next in line, I think, was the mustard print in with the leaves. And see how it says here, it is printed in China. This is a 6 yard. This is how they're sold, like so. And one of you is going to get the cut with the tag on it, which is kind of interesting. All you need to do is peel it off, and then you'll launder it. And I'll talk to you again about laundering. So that's this one. There's 6 yards of this. Again, purchase it in multiples of 1 yard. So if you buy one, you get 1 yard, 2 yards, etc. Number 3, this might be my favorite of all of them. This is kind of like a backgammon kind of print. This one that you're going to get a repeat of 2 patterns, of two lengths. So see, here's my hand over here, from here to over here. That's going to be the pattern repeat that you get. Okay. So this one is I think about a 30-inch. This one might be just a little shorter, but they're all about 45 inches in length. Okay. I love this one. This might be my favorite. And again, the quantity of 1 gets you 1 repeat, and so on. Okay. Then this one's also lovely. It's a nice big repeat. Let me show you this. Let me find the end. Here it is. Hold, please. Where's the end? I just cut it because I laundered one of the lengths. Here it is. Okay. Sorry about that. Here it is. This is a repeat right here. Can you see that? From this part of my hand to this hand in the middle of that motif. Okay. Really great. And so this is, again, this length, I'll tell you what that length is. Where's my, oh, it's around my neck. This repeat is about 28 inches by about 45. And look at how beautiful that is. That has the leaves and the stars and stuff on it. Kind of a Moorish pattern. I love these. And the colors are, Janice, as you say, super vibrant. Now, traditional African cloth. You remember last year I sold some mud cloth and some indigo. So beautiful. Really, really gorgeous. Those were all made in Africa. These wax prints, it's interesting to see how the market is changing. The fabric of this dress that I'm wearing, this is 100% cotton, and it's very, very thick. A yard of this type of fabric on the market today would cost you probably around $30 to $35 a yard retail, right? This is expensive, and it's hard to find. now. This fabric that Zuri makes is exclusively for their line of clothing. So it's not as readily available as it used to be. So these that I have for you here, where's my piece, my tester piece? Hold on. I feel like Julia Child when she's in her kitchen. Let me move this. Hang on. Let me move this. Hold, please. Because I need to find my piece. Here it is. So I wanted to do some testing of the fabric. Okay. Because this is it's a print that's made in China, used some of those traditional motifs. The quality of the fabric is still fantastic. Again, it's a poly blend, right? And I have laundered this piece. I cut this motif away and I laundered it because I wanted to see how it washed for you. Okay. So you can see kind of up close, here it is. And you can see it's kind of frayed a little bit here on the ends. Not much, right? But that's what happens when you launder it. And it has softened up considerably, right? When you get your piece of fabric, it's going to be stiff, stiff, stiff. All you need to do, what I did was I put this on the delicate cycle and I laundered it with a little bit of laundry soap. And then I threw it in the dryer on a low heat setting and it came out just perfectly. Now, this type of fabric would be great for a garment. You could use this as like a accent piece of fabric on a garment. You could use this to make pillows. You could, as I think Tina just said, just a beautiful piece of fabric that is an accent over a chair. Really, really gorgeous. And it's nice and it's pretty thick and heavy. Now, I want to show you, I'm going to put this under, well, I'm going to show it to you up close here. So again, it didn't have the fabric content on the fabric itself. And so I suspected, I was like, well, I don't think this is 100% cotton. It didn't feel like cotton. It didn't really react like cotton. So I did a burn test on it, and I'm going to show you how that all came out. Now, I also want to show you here, when I laundered it, I used a color catcher. Okay. I don't know if you know about color catchers, color grabbers, but if you launder things that might have a tendency to run, you can get color catchers. There's a lot of different brands that have them. You throw one of these in. It almost looks like a dryer sheet. You throw this in and it captures the color so that the colors don't run when you're washing. It's magic. So I use these color grabbers actually a lot for things like this cotton, things like this. I'll use a color grabber, a color sheet. So that's what I did with this. Now, the first indication that I got that this was a synthetic blend, not a natural cotton blend, was the sheet came out as white as snow. No color run on it, right? And let me move this over. I did a burn test, and I'm going to show you what that's like. Let me get a selvage here. So then I did a burn test. I know a color grabber, if you take home nothing else today, the color catchers are great. I use them sometimes if I pre-wash my fabric, if I'm quilting or stuff like that. Color grabber, right? And this one's made by Carbona. I think I think Shout makes one. I think you can find them just in your market aisle at your store. So a burn test, a lot of times what we do when we don't know what the fiber is in a fabric, we do what's called a burn test. So I have my little remnant here of the fiber, and I'm just going to light it. And I can see as it flames up, and it's kind of hard for you to see there, but can you see how it balls up on itself like that? And when I hold them and when I smell it, it doesn't smell like cotton. It doesn't smell natural. It smells synthetic. Okay. And that little ball of fiber balls up on the end. Okay. So that's how I knew. As soon as I did this burn test, I was all synthetic. It may be a blend. Right. No, exactly, Margaret. Exactly like Ceylon. Right. And that is also why these colors are so vibrant, because printed on a synthetic, the vibrancy of these colors really go right into that fabric. It's lovely fabric. Again, it's not the fanciness of this one, but you're going to have a lot of fun playing around with it. It's not priced very dear, very affordable, and you can get that yard or 2 yards or multiple yards, whatever, and you can play around with it at home. It'd be great also for a bag. I'm going to keep this little remnant and make something out of it. I'm very happy with the quality of these. But again, when you get your fabric, it's going to be super stiff like this, right? You can can you see how it's super stiff? So you're going to see those. Okay. So that's the first thing I have. All of this stuff is going to drop. You guys, let me put this on here. Everything is going to drop at noon Pacific. Okay. So they're not up yet. They're not available yet, but they're going to drop at noon. Now, I found some other things that are authentic that I am in love with, and I brought some to the Bead retreat last year, and you folks love them so much who were there. I got some more of these, and I think you're going to love them. What they are, you're like, well, what is it? I got a selection of really beautiful Kantha quilts. Now, we've been talking quilts a lot. My quilted jacket that I made, I just love a Kantha. Now, the Kantha describes the type of stitching that are on these blankets, right? Can you see that? These are from India, 100% cotton, right? These are cotton. And what the Kantha are, they're also known as kind of like a summer quilt, right? And it's a two-sided. I have a couple of Kantha in my personal collection. One of them I'm going to make a quilted jacket out of. And you could make a quilted jacket, a light quilted jacket out of this. So you can see it has a back and another back and front, whatever, right? Some of them, let me turn it over. Some of them, they're also patchworked like this, right? Like so. These are made out of usually recycled sari prints, okay? And what it is that these two fabrics are put back to back and they're stitched, right? Stitched together, okay? I just love these, and I have 12 of them. The photos kind of show a variety of the colors. This one that I'm holding right here, I have a tag on it to tell me which number this is. There it is. This one's number 6. Okay. Now, I want to show you, I did launder these. I laundered them all together. I laundered them in, I think, batches of 4. And I was worried that the colors were going to run. So I wanted to show you, I did use the color catcher. And this is from one of the the from one of the washes. So see how it caught all of that color. You may want to wash these one more time. And I would wash them in cold, just like the other fabric. I'd wash all of these in cold, and I dried these on a low setting in the dryer. So they shrank up just slightly, so they have that kind of quilt feeling to them. But this is not brand new fabric. This is old fabric, and the pieces are made out of these older vintage types of fabrics. So they're not going to look bright, shiny, and new, but they're beautiful to put on your chair. Oh, Tina, this is a great, sometimes if the color is intense, exactly. You can use a couple of these, right? But yeah, color grabbers, I'm telling you, they're a whole new thing. So these would be wonderful just to grab one, put it on your bed. These are known as a summer quilt that doesn't have a batting. In the quilt world, that's what it's called, a summer quilt, when it's just two pieces of fabric quilted together back to back, which is gorgeous. So this is, and oh, my mom just said them right here, right? In quilting, quilts without batting are called summer quilts. And they're very popular in the 30s for sure. Right? This would also make a great tablecloth. So there's this right? There is another, they're all lovely. Look at this one, this vibrant one with the orange. And look at the interior of this one. This is Kantha number 5. This one has, looky, can you see that? And these are sized about 60 by 80 inches. Okay, so I'm holding it. If it's almost touching the floor right here, it comes right here. And that's the width. And then the length is about 80 inches or so. Okay. And again, I might give them one more launder just for fun. I just wanted to launder them all just once. My personal ones, when I get them, I wash them 2 or 3 times because sometimes they have a little bit of a smell to them that I like to just launder. And it's fine after that. This one, look at this black with the orange. That's a gorgeous one. This one is quilt number 4. This one's my favorite. I almost kept it. It has a little bit of gold in where the sari, that gold the gold thread that they weave into the sari. This one's number 3. Look at this, how gorgeous. Gorge. Number 3. Look at that one. Yeah, and these would be perfect for jackets, Bonnie. There's a lot of, if you look, you can find like quilted jacket patterns. You can also just use kind of a A-line jacket kind of a pattern for them. That's what I used for mine. This is quilt number 1, has a border with this horse on. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? With some other vibrant kind of colors there. That's number 1. There's one that has elephants. I'm looking for that one. Let me see. I'm trying to keep them all nice and folded. Here it is. Here's the elephant one. Look at that one. And here's that other side. Here's the interior. And it also has some, this is quilt number 11. It also has a little bit of polka dot on it. This one is another favorite of mine, this 11, number 11. So I've got a dozen of these. And if you like them, I may be able to get them back in. I never quite know what I get. I've got a whole bunch of these because I was going to use them to sew with. right? And then I brought them to the bead retreat and they all got snapped up, which was great. So I ordered another bunch in and I thought I'd share them with you folks. So if you love them, I could probably get them back in, but we'll see. But this quality is really, really nice. So they come straight to me from India. Love them. Now, let me show you some beads. Okay, we also have some beads in this drop. And it's right now, if you're watching me live, it's 11:08 a.m. And so the drop is going to go at noon my time. Let me add this camera here. Okay, and you can see everybody's talking about the weather. You can see it's kind of a gloomy day outside my window here, our window. It's storming a bit. So let me show you some of the beads that are also going to be in this launch. I'll start with these. These are Crobo, and these beads are beads that I've had stashed away that I've either had from other drops, also from my personal collection, just things that I've had squirreled away that I'm like, you know what, let's share these out. It's time to let these go out into the world. So these are Crobo, made in Ghana, and you're going to get a mix of these. They're going to be 10 bags. There's going to be a mix of the stripes and the plain, and there'll be about 10 beads in the bag. Okay, so that's the Crobo grab bag right there. Okay, yeah, and right now they are still on strands, but I will unstrand them, or as Margaret is noting, I will free the beads. But look at how they just look so delicious as strands. But you'll get about 10 beads or so in your packet, and then you can, use them in a project there. I also have these are some when Janice saw one of our African traders last year and grabbed some beads. For some reason, I never launched these. I don't know why. Christmas beads here and here, right? So gorgeous. We have them in two sizes, medium and large. Christmas beads are mostly check glass beads, maybe a few African glass beads, a few other little odds and ends thrown in there. This is the medium size. The large size is a little more blue. They're about 40 inches long, and they're on the same product page. You choose what you want from the drop down. So if you choose one of each, you're going to get one of the medium, one of the large, or however you want to do that. Pull that around. Okay, so that's these guys. And I've got like 25 strands, I think, of each of these. But aren't they beautiful? And look at how they came. Maybe I'll throw these into 2 lucky orders. Can you see that? These bracelets, they're the leather bracelets. These are sewn in Ghana, traditional African. Look how cool they are. I've got 2 of them. So 2 random orders. I'll throw these in. Okay. Cindy's asking, are any of the Christmas beads in a Lebanon? No, the medium size, Cindy, and hopefully you can see this there. Let me zoom in if I can. Hang on. There we go. And there we go. Solo it. Some of these are probably like these little ones. See these like right in there? Those are like little faceted, maybe 10s or 11s. Right? That's probably a size 10. Look at, there's a little like funky little glass piece in there. So they're really, this is the smaller one. This is the medium. Then the large, you can see they are a little larger and a little bluer. Can you see that? A little different. What I would do is I'd probably get a strand of each and mix them. Mostly check glass, but a few African glass beads and odds and ends thrown in there. I just love these so much. Yeah, there's like an old little glass bead right there. Really, really nice. So these are the Christmas beads. Next, I have these there. I have a strand of recycled glass like our currants. I'm going to, let me zoom out. I'm going to sell these by the bag of 5. So you're going to get, hang on, let me zoom out. There you go. You're going to get a bag of 5 and it'll be assorted colors. These are about 16 millimeter, 13 millimeter, I think. Let me see. 16, about 16 millimeter here. So these are going to come in a random bag of 5 pieces. I just love them. And the glass is really, really silky and smooth. These are African in origin. Now I have a vintage. This is a strand we've been hoarding here because you don't see this quality often. Look at this, old Bohemian Russian blue. These are going to come in a package of 5 beads. The beads aren't going to match exactly right because these are old. These are probably early 1900s, about then. Really gorgeous. About a 9 millimeters across, I think. 8 by 9 maybe. And the whole size is fairly large on these. So these will come, can you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be a grouping of 5 right there. Okay, so we've got about 15 packages of those. Really great quality, not chipped. Sometimes you see these and they've really been through it, but these are in really great shape. Okay, so the Bohemian Russian blue. I've got another Crobo type bead for you. This is the blue and red Crobo round. These I'm going to sell by the bead. There are a few here that, like this one is kind of a sad one. That one's not going to anybody. But these are about a little over 16 millimeter. I love these. They're a very bold, vibrant bead. So you can get, a couple of these and toss them in your design. I really like them. They have about a 3.5 millimeter sized hole. Also Crobo, made in West Africa. These are a modern bead that are imported into Africa for like the African trade bead trade. These are modern. They're Czech glass, faceted, large bicones. Beautiful quality. Gorgeous, gorgeous quality. 14 millimeter. These are called, we call them on the website, I think, bottle glass green. 14 millimeter by about 30 millimeter or so. Really nice, big, whole size. These are exquisite. New, but you only need like 1 or 2 for your pieces. These mimic those old vintage Czech beads, but you can see that they're new because the facets are really clean, not super sharp. Like if you look at the facets on those Russian blues, those facets are sharp, right? They've been ground. These here are softer. They've been molded. Okay, molded glass. Now I've got some trade beads that are all Indonesian in origin, but are made to look like the old Venetian trade. Okay, so a lot, you may see these, and we've had these before, these Jotum beads from Indonesia. We've got those in the dots and in the feather. Now, the way these are made, again, traditional lampworking techniques in Indonesia, made to mimic the Venetian, old Venetian glass. These Jotum beads were also made like 100 years ago in Indonesia. These beads have been made for many, many decades back into the late 1800s for sure. These are current styles, not old ones, but they are distressed to look vintage. The price also reflects that they're new, not old. An old one of these beads would probably cost, I don't know, maybe even $50 per bead, right? They're very dear. But these are really gorgeous. These are going to be sold by the bead. These are in the same listing, so you can choose from the feather or the dot. And they're similar to the other Jotum that we had earlier this year. Really gorgeous. And again, sold by the bead. But look at those. I love them. Gorgeous, gorgeous bead. Here is another pair of Indonesian made to look, whoops, my camera, hit my camera there. Made to look like vintage Venetian glass. These again, about 16 millimeter, really great replicas. And I think these, from what my research shows me, these are probably around 25 years old or so about. The holes and stuff, if you look at the holes, that's where you can really tell about the beads. The quality of these suckers are pretty high because the glass around the hole is not chipped. We don't see a lot of chip or wear to these beads. So they're really outstanding replicas. But my guess is, and from what I've seen, these are also Indonesian, right? Made to mimic the old Venetian trade. Really, really gorgeous. And the glass is very silky, very smooth. Now these here, I did a lot of research on these. These are known as French ambassador beads. And in their vintage state, you usually see them with what is called goldstone. And the goldstone is that kind of coppery colored glass that you see a lot on old vintage Venetian. I took a look at a lot of these French ambassador beads online. I looked at a lot of places, and I belong to a trade bead group on Facebook and stuff. These are, I'm going to say these are not Venetian. I think these are also Indonesian. They don't have any of that goldstone. Let me go in a little tighter. And the uniformity of the size of these beads kind of gives it away. They may be older, but honestly, I don't think they are. I think that they were made probably around in the last 30 years, made to replicate the French ambassador beads. They are gorgeous. The glass, again, really silky, but you can also tell because if you look at the hole to me seems a little suspect. If these were old Venetian glass, it wouldn't have like this grind. Sorry, you can't really see that at all. It wouldn't be, let me see if I can zoom in. You wouldn't have that grind pattern. Can you see that there? Right there? You wouldn't have that on an old Venetian. You just wouldn't. Okay? So that's what has led me to believe. And they're priced well. Really great replica. These are hard to come by. So, but I wanted to share that little bit of information. So we are selling these by the bead. Just gorgeous. Love, 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 love. These are also Indonesian in nature. If you remember, we were carrying that Pompeii glass a while back. What the modern Indonesian bead makers are doing now is they're making these beads that have this kind of distressed look to them, as if they were buried in the sands of time. But these are new. This color is very reminiscent of the king bead, the African trade bead out of Venice called the king bead. It had this kind of mustard color. Some of them were very, very worn so that all of the decoration and stuff on them had worn off over the years. But these are modern and they're Java. They're Indonesian. These are bicones, also sold by the Bead. These are a little bit smaller. They are about 16 millimeters by about 15 millimeters there. And again, all of these sold by the Bead, but look at, if you just get a couple, one of each or two of each, look at how beautiful that color palette is, right? Really gorgeous. Let me also show you, I think I've got, do I have anything else? I guess that's it. I was like, wait a minute, don't I have anything else for you? And no, I don't believe I do. So that's the whole drop. Let me put myself back up here. There I am. Here I am. So that's what I've got for you today. I've got some more things stashed away over there and over there. So you're going to see some new things. We've got some pearls coming from my pearl vendor. But I hope that you folks love these textiles as much as I do. I'm really very, very happy with them. The drop is going to go live in about a half hour, just a little over about 35 minutes from now. Fran, you're asking how big are those last round beads? The yellow ones, the bicones? The bicones were about 16 by 15 millimeter. If those were the ones you were asking. They all run about 15. Oh, Gwenda, are they showing that they're up? Did my timing? Again. That's my toxic trait. Let me make sure. They shouldn't be. No, Ma, you were scaring me. They're not up. No, you go over, you navigate right over to the home page on, yeah, my mom's all, oops, not yet. No, don't. I'm gonna have to lie down. So Diane, where you're gonna find them is you're gonna navigate to the home page. Let me share my screen here for you. Bear with me here just a second, and I'll show you where they're gonna go. And you're gonna click them. I'll make another little shop the show thing right on the homepage too, but I'll show you where to get them. I also wanted to show you also, if you got your newsletter this morning, pardon me, we extended the Super Duo sale and the Symbols sale for you one more day. I had a couple of emails from people that said, oh, I'm not going to have time to shop the sale today, so I extended it through today. So if you look on the homepage, there's a link right to all of the Super Duos as well. Okay. I know my mom. Perfect. Thank you, Margaret. I'm going to need some cheese. I'm like, I did not want to screw up the launch of these, and I didn't. So let me share my screen here for you, and I'll show you where to navigate. Share screen, share screen, share screen. Share this one. Let me go to the home page. There we go. Does that look right? Yeah, that's good. And share. Okay. So here we are on the home page of the website right here. And, oh, let me just take that out. And if we scroll down, you can see there's a Super Duo show that you can shop. There's yesterday's broadcast, and you're going to see this Bead Shop Studio. I'm going to move this Bead Shop Studio square up in here. I'm probably going to move it right here in the center, right there, covering where the monthly mix is. There's a little bit of monthly mix left too. But when you click on that Bead Shop Studio square, you'll see they're going to populate in order. So right now you only see the Frida fabric from the Frida fabric patch on, right? That these are in there, but you're going to see them populate right in Bead Shop Studio. There are first come, first served, right? So jump in, shop, check out. Just because these items are in your cart does not mean that they're yours until you complete the checkout process. Also, do remember that Bead Shop Studio items are not eligible for coupon codes, right? The price is the price on the studio items. You do, however, earn your rewards points on all of those purchases to save for later. I also want to say something about the rewards. You folks had, I had a couple of questions earlier this week, a couple of emails that said from customers that said, oh, my rewards weren't showing or whatever. There was a little bit of a glitch with our rewards app. I contacted the app developers and that situation has been fixed. I know a few of you had emailed me. I don't think it was across the board, but I think there was one day where a few orders, when you purchased, your purchased amount did not translate into rewards. So they have assured me, and I went and I kind of spot checked. All the rewards have been taken care of. So if you have any questions about that, do shoot us an email, but it's all been rectified. So I wanted to let you know about that. Okay, so this launch will go in about a half hour. I'm going to get back to it. Tomorrow, I'm going to be here with the wonderful, fantastic Danielle Wicks. She's going to be here with a really wonderful bracelet project. It's called Bespoke. I can't wait to share it with you. And I'll put up a sneak peek this weekend of Emily's project. So make sure, stay tuned to those newsletters. I've got some fun things planned for those newsletters as well. So I am wearing the floor earrings. Janice, thank you for asking. That was really a fun, we had such a fun day yesterday playing around with the super duos. So do know that you can grab these super duos. They're marked off 15% off for one more day. You may want to do some pre-shopping now if you want to do some super duos. Do some pre-shop, throw those in your cart. Then at noon, when the trunk show things come up, refresh your screen, toss those in your cart, and check out. Okay? Apply that discount code. You can use your Love 10 discount, which will knock 10% off of everything, including the super duos that are on sale. But it will not knock anything off of the Bead Shop Studio items, because these I curate with my own little hands. I mean, we curate everything with very personally, but I've marked these at a really, really great price for you. So, oh, and thank you, JP, for that. All of the products that we used in yesterday's show are in the YouTube description. I will finish the project and put them up for you eventually. Here's the earring. It would look great with this outfit I'm wearing today as well. So this will be up. This will be up for you as well. Liz, that's great. Liz says she was just rewatching the netted beads tutorial. Is there a pattern for the Christmas tree? So Liz, we are going to do the Christmas tree with Emily in July. It's going to be Christmas in July with Emily Miller and a Christmas tree. So we have that coming. So stay tuned. It'll be there. It's going to be really, really fun. So you'll see it. And yes, Fran, we will combine those orders placed today. Don't worry. So if you place something this morning or you want to place multiple orders or whatever, today, Miranda and I will do our darndest. And Chris and Alfred, who's sleeping right over there, that slacker, and we'll combine for you. All right. I also wanted to show you, Miranda, will you hand me a quilt? One of the quilt things. I want to show you this while we're kind of waiting, and I'll get off the broadcast in just a second. But I know when we did that quilt stitch in, and we did that quilt giveaway with my pieces of my quilt. Those of you who commented quilt and watched that day, these are all ready to go out. Those are orders that are shipping out today. So we have those there. it's really going to be fun when you folks get these. There's a little sticker in there for you. And if you scrapbook, save this little piece of paper or write yourself a little love note on it or whatever. But those are going out in today's orders. If I have any left, I might throw them up on Bead Shop Studio, or maybe I'll announce it in the newsletter. But my mom came and put these together with her own little hands. I love them so much. Thanks, Tina, for asking. On the homepage, if you look under social media, let me share this, my screen one more time. Okay, let me add this back. If you're on social media, see that social media right up there? If you go to social and you go to Amazon shop recommendations, you click on that and it takes you right to our Amazon shop right there. And I think I have I'll double check and see. One of these should have the pins. Yeah, here they are. Kate's recommendations. Let's look at those pins right there. It's got the pins and these pins here. It's got the fray check. It's got the threads, the needles I like, the clips, all of that. They're all right there. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so that's all right there. You just access it right from the homepage. I'll also put it in the newsletter for you folks as well. And Pat, ask me your question about the Frida slow stitch kit. Would you hand me a slow stitch kit to Miranda, please? We have a few left, so go in, Pat, and type in that question. My buddy Laura put these beauties together. I think you said we had about 4 of these left, Miranda, for the Frida slow stitch. Just a couple. So we've got a couple left here. And we do have a few of just the Frida patch are also in there. So, so Pat, type that in. I'll hang out here if you have another question about it.
Yeah, there's only 3 left.
3 left as of now. Margaret is saying, Miranda, you were missed by all. Oh, so nice. So nice. You can find that slow stitch also. It's right there in the Bead Shop Studio. It's like right there. So you can jump over and toss one in there as well. Okay, so hopefully maybe I answered your question, Pat. I hope I did. If not, shoot us an email. Thank you, folks. As always, if you have questions, you can shoot us an email anytime over at BeadShop.com, info@BeadShop.com. Catch us on all the socials. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button over on our YouTube channel. We'd love to have you as a follower over there. Stay tuned for all of the newsletters that are coming up. I'm also, just to let you folks know, I'm going to slide over here. We're keeping up our newsletter schedule as of now. You know that we send out a newsletter every day. With the loss of our dear sweet Drea, who we had to let go. If you haven't read that in the newsletter, go back to your newsletters a few weeks ago. Drea is still going to be coming back and doing projects and some other fun things with us, but unfortunately, the times just don't let us have a full-time customer service person like Drea was, her excellent service for Bead Shop. However, Drea was also responsible for our daily newsletter. Right now, I'm doing the daily newsletter. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to send out a newsletter schedule. I'm also going to send out a survey about the newsletters because we're thinking about contacting you in some different ways from Bead Shop, using some other methods like SMS. We also have some other kind of segmented newsletter communications. We have a huge newsletter list, and only about a quarter of you on that newsletter list actually open and read the newsletters, which is great. A quarter, maybe about a third. A quarter seems a little slim. But anyway, in the next few weeks, I'm going to be sending out a survey about what you like to hear about in the newsletters, etc. So we can really tailor them. So it's something that I know you folks look forward to reading every morning, and we love sending out. But I just want to make sure that we're using our assets in the most in the most efficient manner, I guess is what I want to say. So so you'll see what's going to happen from that. Oh, and Pat, so I have the slow stitch patch. I'm going to ask you, Miranda, to do me one more solid.
Sure.
Will you grab the patch off? Not that one, but the completed one that's on my. I'll show you. So, Pat, what you can do if you have the slow stitch kit, watch my slow stitch. It's right there on the. Turn it. It's right there. And for SMS, Terry, I know some people love SMS, some people don't. You can opt in to SMS. We're not going to just SMS you if you haven't given us permission. So we'll put it out. And if you do want text notifications from us, you can opt in. We're not just going to go, here, have this text notification. Thank you, my friend. So here is everything with the Frida Slow Stitch kit. I've stitched it all together here, and you can see it's all there. So it's on the Frida Fiesta broadcast. I think it was a Saturday stitch-in I did a few weeks ago. So that's all there. So you can stitch. You can also, what Tina said is she's going to frame hers. You can go ahead and put it like in a shadow box and use all of these components to kind of put it in together. That would also look great. So just use your creative imagination for sure. Alita, thank you for that. You would have missed the broadcast if it wasn't for the newsletter this morning. That makes me happy. That's great. I like to know that these newsletters are reaching you. So yeah, SMS is text. And it's for sure. Some people love them. I have texts from some companies that I never want to miss things about, and other companies I'm like, I'll delete and block. So we will never send you texts, my friends, without your permission, for sure. Okay. So it's good to know. But I'm going to send some of that out because I want to know how you like to be communicated with. So anyway, thank you for that. Thanks for that little chit chat at the end. Go shop. Things are going to launch in about 20 minutes. Super, super appreciate you folks, as always. And I will see you tomorrow with our friend Danielle Wicks. Thank you so much, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.